So new season, new quarterback, but same damn problem. This looked exactly like week 1 of last season. The same, maybe even a little notch worse. Because I remember week 1 of last season, the offensive line was holding it down. We were all upset at Daniel Jones unable to complete. This season, it's the same old lineman. Andrew Thomas can't play, but there was pressure coming from all angles of that offensive line that we can't put all the blame on Andrew Thomas not being in today. This game looked the same as last year's week 1, where Malik Neighbors making multiple meaningless catches, having to put extra effort for these catches. There was one throw where I forgot what quarter it was, but you see Malik Neighbors having to run back an extra 5 yards for this catch. Early in the game, we see Neighbors and Dable going at it. I know there's probably a lot of fans out there not agreeing with Neighbors, but he has every reason to be mad. They couldn't get him that ball, and I'm sure he was open. I'm sure he was burning those corners. You know, the O-line looks so bad. I wonder if Andrew Thomas can save us when he starts. Our guards didn't look good out there. John Runyon got beat a few times. The inside couldn't open up no run game. Same issues on our defense, which got the most upgrades this offseason. Our pass rushers applying good pressure. There was a drive that Brian Burns, I believe it was Brian Burns, got 2 sacks in the same drive, and Washington still scored a touchdown on us. 2 sacks in one drive. And that's because our secondary is still weak, even with the upgrade. Honestly, I was surprised that in the middle of the 4th quarter, we were still 1 possession away from tying the game. There was a few plays where I was thanking Jaden Daniels for throwing it too far. Now, either Deebo Samuel is going to win Best Comeback Player of the Year, or our secondary is just the weakest because Deebo went off. He sealed it towards the end of the 4th quarter with that crazy touchdown run. He looked like 2021, 2022 Deebo. You know, it's like our defense also looks the same as last year. We applied good pressure. We could get a number of sacks. We could keep the game close, but our weakness in the secondary just overshadows all that. Now, I had the game recorded, went out with family after church, went to go eat, turned my phone off, came home and watched it, skipped through the commercials. So I wasn't keeping track of the other games going on. I wasn't looking at my fantasy teams or anything. And after this depressing game, the more depressing part was then seeing highlight of the Colts and Dolphins and seeing Daniel Jones have probably one of his best games ever. He's going to be the #1 pickup in waivers this Tuesday. Over 250 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown. I really hope this is just a week 1 coincidence. I don't wish failure for him. You know, I wouldn't mind if he's doing good if the Giants are also improving. But if we look the same as last season throughout this season, and Daniel Jones goes on and being ranked a middle quarterback and brings those Colts to the playoffs, then we know for sure it proves that the fault is all on us, on the Giants. We just seen Saquon Barkley, his last season with us, on the Sports Illustrated list, I believe it's Sports Illustrated, that he was ranked like in the 80s or 70s, moved all the way up to #1. It looked like his career was done with. He was going to have a regular 6-year career running back average to an MVP status season. Hopefully I'm just overthinking things. Hopefully next week we can at least get on the scoreboard with a touchdown. But then again, next week we go up against the Cowboys with Dak Prescott, who has beat us since 2017. Every game he started against us, he wins. The game is in Texas, so even if I was to bet money on it, honestly, I wouldn't bet on us having a chance in that game. If they play like this next week, that crowd in week 3 is just going to be chanting for Jackson Dart. It's going to be 2019 all over again. So just let me know how depressed you already are this season in the comments.